Jamie, let's start with you. What was that like? We did two of yours in 1 year, which were Cars Like Ocean Waves and help me with
Save My Love.
Save My Love.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, what was that like?
I think definitely it's like very nerve-wracking in a weird way, because like in the one sense it's like you don't have to do anything, you can just sit and watch, but on the other sense is like uh once it's out of your hands, it's like you don't know. It's I've never had kids, but I imagine it's like you don't know what your kid's going to grow up to be like, and it's not beyond your control, but you know, like you care about it, you want it to be good, but you don't know, and you have to just let go.
I gotta be authentic, man. I gotta keep it real. That's some cheerleader shit right there. That is some bullshit. But you know, wait, I'll fetch a little skirt and some pom-poms, and your friends will be like, hey Sean, who are you talking to? And you can be all like, oh, just my grown-ass imaginary friend, man, in a skirt and pigtails and pom-poms. They're gonna cart your ass off to Trenton Psychiatric faster than you can say, go team!
You are not my friend.
Then what am I?
You're the part of me that I don't like what I see when I look in the mirror.
Kayla, your characters, they took you to a really dark place, wouldn't you say?
I mean, yes, I guess it's dark. I was at the time, and still am, like, just very into Irish. I mean, I'm Irish, McLaughlin, well, O'Connell, but and I don't know if you know about the Shanakees. They're like Irish storytellers, and just this idea of like the Irish having this rich cultural heritage of storytelling. And then I was very into Beckett, so there's obviously the you know, the absurdist, like Waiting for Godot themes there, and Will Eno at the time. So it was kind of like all these things going on, but the characters were really based on my grandma and grandpa, who are, well, my grandpa's here, but my grandma's no longer with us, and they're just like older, obviously, and just fighting. They're just so Irish. They're like fighting all the time, but they love each other so much. And there's like, they use like storytelling to get to some sort of emotion. So there's a lot of like storytelling in there that's used in different ways. But it really, I think, is about their relationship more than anything else. So I don't necessarily see it as that dark, but that could be that I'm just kind of a dark person.
Well, you're close to it. You're closer to it than we are.
The universe convinces us to devour each other. It's like its very own self-destruct button. No, I can't do this now. It's almost time. I can't wait to talk to James. It's been so long. I hope he remembers me. What did Bobby say? Memories are malleable. I hope he has good ones in me. I hope he can see me smiling. I hope he can reach that. I wonder if he's seen the ocean. Such an important moment in a person's life, recognizing your insignificance in the face of a powerful force of nature. The peaceful sway of the waves that can swallow you into silence if you let them. Like the mother in that O'Neill play. It always seemed like a lovely way to go.
So here's my take on it. So I went to undergrad for theater. So I did acting when I was in college, and then I started directing kind of when I graduated from college, and then I started writing a couple years later. So being in all three seats, the actor needs to know exactly all the details. And they can make some of them up if they need to. The writer does not need to actually know all the details. The actor does. The writer needs to know the characters. They need to understand, like, the characters need to stay true to themselves. So the writer needs to know those people. they don't need to relay all the information about those people. Some of that the actors have to pick up, and the actors can fill in gaps where that is. And then, and the directors, it's a weird combination having the 3 roles. But each role has its own spot to fill. But as an actor, I always I feel like it makes the scene more real when you and your co-actor can look at a spot on the wall and say, okay, that's the tree that's about to fall. So when we look over there, be like, oh, I got to fix that, and it's just those, if you have like little details like that, it makes the room feel more, it makes the stage, it's imaginary sometimes, it makes the set, you can create it a little bit more easily if you know exactly what you're looking at, and if you and your partner are looking at the same things, I feel like it makes it a more believable, it makes the audience be able to understand a little bit, or just to guess where you're at.
Right. Jan, there's a lot of details in your scripts, wouldn't you say?
I don't know.
Lots of specifics. And a lot of ethnic things too, right? Like, what, Polish background? Am I right?
Yeah, unfortunately, it is what it is. Yeah, we're Polish, and a lot of stuff is just weird.
Is it just weird? Is it tradition? Is it a combination of both, or?
Well, it's tradition, but like I think everybody thinks like I do, and they don't. So that's what gets confusing. I think everything is like, this is what everybody does, and it isn't what everybody does.
I think that's what makes it fun, though.
What do you do with it? It's like fortune telling with cards, only it points to letters and spells out the answers. My grandmom's family were gypsies. My mom tells me not to believe any of it, but the stories my grandmother told were filled with gypsy fortune tellers and spirits. You name it, she had a story for it.
Like cannibalism?
No cannibalism.
How about shrunken heads?
None of that either.
Ritualistic sacrifice?
I think you're thinking about something entirely different. How about this? We'll leave the ghosts and demons and spirits out of it. This thing doesn't seem to come with any instructions, so we'll just make it up as we go along. I got Patty to try it out with me. She didn't want to, but I reminded her it was my birthday, so if she didn't, I would put the birthday curse on her.
What birthday curse?
A great way to get your sister to do whatever you want on your birthday. So we put our hands on the oracle, that plastic thing there. Patty, get out here and help us with this. It's still kind of my birthday.
I mean, I think one thing that I like when things are open like that is that it is like if you knew those people in life, you might not know, right? You might not actually know if their son is still alive, like if their son even ever existed, like you just, like, I don't know that I even really know exactly. I don't know. I know I had I knew at the time, but like over time, I'm like, I don't know. It could be anything, because we make our own realities a lot of the time, and what's real to us might not be real to.
It was interesting to me to listen to these first-time writers talk about their writing and their process and kind of what goes into their minds while they're writing. I think there's this tendency with people who write more frequently to kind of get into our own heads and get in our own way, really. Always trying to, infuse what we're writing with all of these conventions and techniques of writing, always looking for the message. And these first-time writers were very clear that they weren't thinking about any of that. They were there just to tell a story, and there's probably a lesson for all writers in that, just to listen to the characters, listen to where the story is taking them, and maybe not worry too much about meaning and symbolism and things like that, those things tend to take care of themselves afterwards.